next on the list, number 2, I'm putting in, and this one might come out of left field for some people, but for me it makes total sense because in the words of the band that he really came to huge notoriety in, Parliament / Funkadelic, who says a funk band can't play rock? I am talking of the inimitable, the one and only, the legendary, he's like a megalodon in the bass world, Bootzilla Collins, Bootsy Collins. So if you learn anything I talk. Yeah, I gotta give it up for my man. Like, I gotta say this while I remember, like, the two loudest, I'll say that the third time, the 2 loudest concerts I've ever been to in my life were, one, a Motorhead concert. I can't even remember where it was. It's such a crazy thing because it feels like a dream, but I know it wasn't. That shit was ridiculously loud. Like, they say my eardrums bleed. When Lemmy says that, he's not lying. Like, that shit will make your eardrums bleed. And Bootsy Collins. And it was Bootsy Collins playing at the Forum. I don't know what year it was, a long time ago. And I just remember, like, I think I was with a few friends. We went up to the balcony, like, because it was so fucking loud. Oh my God. And the funniest thing about that is that it was just him playing the bass at that point. Literally just Bootsy. Nobody else was playing on stage. I think that was louder than Motorhead. That was the loudest shit I've ever heard in my life. So when it comes to decibels, Bootsy has got them all. Anyway, as I say, he came to prominence with George Clinton, and the P-Funk mob, Parliament Funkadelic. However, he was playing with James Brown before that, and I believe he quit the James Brown gig to play with George Clinton, and the rest is history. What I find quite intriguing is to actually trying to ascertain exactly who played bass on what Parliament Funkadelic album. That's probably not that difficult. It's just that because Bootsy is such a name and such a face, I mean, him and Slash, they're gonna have a fucking top hat battle, top hat versus battle, because it's hard. We all know that Slash, is out there with a top hat, but Bootsy been rocking a top hat, man. And anyway, as I was saying, like, because Bootsy is such a face, he's got such an image, you kind of imagine him playing bass on, all the P-Funk records, and he really doesn't play bass on all of them. Like, but I've got some notes down here, and he's noted as playing or writing. See, so he's wrote on Bop Gun, Endangered Species, which was one of my favorite Parliament songs. Also, So Knows Devoid of Funk, and they've got that boop, 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 boop. They got all this kind of shit that he does, like, with the bass. It's almost like, whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's like something getting pulled back. It's not really a shotgun, because shotguns, it wouldn't sound like that. Not necessarily a gun. I don't know. Bootsy, it's like a rubber band. That's it. That's why he says Bootsy's rubber band. He's like, it's like you're pulling back a huge rubber band. Anyway, I'm assuming that he played on those tracks because he's down as a writer, but he's just got an amazing bass sound. He had some, he had several solo albums. He had a big hit with the song I'd Rather Be With You, which NWA flipped, and it first came to my notice with the NWA version, which is I'd Rather Fuck You, of their second and final album, Evers, which is the reverse of something I ain't gonna say here. So you can check that out. But he also audibly and visually was present in a very, very huge hit from 1990 called Groovers in the Heart by D-Light. And I think that gave him like a whole new lease of life, the way that Run DMC gave Aerosmith a new lease of life with Walk This Way. Anyway, I digress. He is a monster. He is a beast. That's why they call him Bootzilla. And the reason why I mentioned the grooves in the heart tune is just to show the huge amount of influence that he had, you know, from the funk world into the mainstream world. And if you listen to those Funkadelic records, even though it's called Funkadelic, it's definitely rocking like a motherfucker. So I'm putting Bootsy in there. I should have said at the beginning, one of the criteria I'm using to actually choose these badass bass players, but this is, you know, also, you know, a time, a juncture that suits me explaining this. This list is really like services to bass playing, because bassists are often the most maligned members of the, you know, of a group, of a rock group, of a pop group, of whatever group, you know, with instruments. Because in rock and roll, you got a singer who's obviously a show-off egomaniac. You got the guitarist who is a show-off and an egomaniac. You got the drummer, who often can be, you know, nobody want nobody. You know how, like, obviously now you'll have somebody say something on social media and then I have nobody. That's like the drummer. Drummer's like nobody and then does a massive fucking drum solo. Nobody really wants to hear that. But they do that sometimes. So you got them, and then you've got the bass player. And the bass player, people often wonder, like, why is he really doing? Like, he might be going crazy, hitting the fucking bass, and often playing with a pick as well, doing whatever. And it's like, he ain't doing shit, just posing, or she, you know, of course. And this is the reason why I wanted to make this list. And this is the reason why Bootsy has to be in there, just like Cliff Burton, just like the others, because services to bass playing, all the people on this list definitely elevated the station of what it means to be a bass player. Anyway, moving swiftly on.